Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to DotA 2. Corvus, your microphone is going berserk.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it.
That would be fantastic. Alright
Does that sound better?
Yes, that sounds much better. Okay, welcome everybody. This is the first broadcasted match that we're going to be having here at DotA is Hard. The aim with us is to introduce lots of new players to the game and do weekly in-house matches. We're Australian based. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch TV, in Steam. Find us all here. So tonight we've got plenty of new players who are just going to be playing an all-pick tonight. We've got 2 or 3 players who only know how to play 2 heroes, and also this is my first time doing any official casting. I've done a couple of practice ones and it wrecked my throat, but I have lubed up my throat with an entire tube of Bengay and I'm ready to go. So, let's see who people pick.
You want to introduce yourself?
Well, that's probably a good idea. Thank you very much. As I said, I'm new to this. I'm Project Swift. I started up the DotA is Hard group with the Australian servers coming out. So because of the Australian servers coming out, all the American and Southeast Asian groups seemed much less appealing. But yes, so look us up. We're starting it out. This is our first match. I will start by calling out the matches. I'll bring up the little rhizometer on the side here, and I'll call out the heroes. So mid lane we've got Laz Kev going Laz Kev going Tinker. We've got Hairy Banana going Necrolite, Deadline going Magnus, Hellman going Tide Hunter, and the Chicken King going Husker. And on the Dire side we've got Liz Bean going Death Prophet, Zealous going Enchantress. As we can see, we are new players here. Starts with a Robe of Magic. Probably got a chicken as well. We got Buzz666 on Crystal Maiden. We got EJ going Darkseer, and we got Claymore going Spectre. So this should be an interesting match. We'll hopefully pick up a few new little mistakes that people might pick up on, and then we'll aim to improve these. People can go back and watch it, see what mistakes they made, and make improvements. Alright, let's get this started. So down on the bottom lane we've got Huskar and a Tide Hunter lane. They've both got decent starting items, both got lots of strength, last hitting power, and regen. So that will be an interesting lane, the combination of the ranged plus the slow with the increased the armor reduction will give Huskar a much needed increase to damage. Against that, we've got EJ on the Darkseer, good solo long lane, has picked Surge, giving him some survivability, and he looks like he's going a fast Soul Ring. Corvus, your mic is going interesting again.
Yeah, sorry about that. There's a bit of a breeze that triggers my mic.
Right then. Also, quick introduction, we've got Corvus on the other broadcasting. He's a good friend of mine and in my DotA team, and he's learning as well. So if you feel...
I'll be here providing noob questions.
Noob questions, there we go. You can feel free to put anything in, or if I'm missing any action, throw it out. Up top, we've got Hairy Banana in a hairy situation, but he gets out fine. Couple of heals thrown down and it's all good. Bit of harass going down. In mid, we've got Lisbeen, who looks as though she's going a fast bottle, has used up her 3 tangos already. That would be from a bit of harass coming down from Laz, or the Tinker. So Tinker's got good amount of regen and good last hitting power here. So I like to see that. That's quite a good starting build. Not going for a fast bottle though, so Liz Death Prophet will have that over the top of him. And up the top, we've got Hairy Banana playing Necrolite and the Magnus, throwing down some good harass on the Spectre. Spectre's running it very fine. Crystal Maiden looks to be doing some creep pulling. Jumping in behind the tower, Deadline gets slowed down by everything. Lots of Novas, daggers slowing him down, but he doesn't die. Takes a lot of tower hits though. Spectre is still looking low, but good little run. Didn't cop the skewer and didn't die. Magnus pops a salve, so he'll heal back up. That'll be good, and they'll be ready to get into harassing. Down on bottom lane, we've got EJ the Darkseer, level 3 Ion Shell, so he's putting down some good harass and some last hits. I missed the first blood.
First blood.
So Spectre goes down to first blood, and it looks like Buzz is in a dangerous situation. But the Enchantress pops out to help out. Now the tides have turned, and the Magnus is in a dangerous situation. Doesn't look like he will go down though, he will run away. Here the Wildkin could have dropped a Tornado and could have possibly got a double kill. The damage from Tornado at early levels is amazing. It does so much damage on early levels. So maybe remember that for earlier on. Yeah, for early levels, if you have a Wildkin, it is phenomenal. The Tornado does so much damage. In mid, got the early bottle. Just some standard harass going down. Tinker is going the laser heat-seeking missile build, not going much machine, so that means he'll be looking for lots of early ganks as soon as he gets his bottle or boots up. He's got his bottle coming now, so they'll be able to do some bottle races, and Tinker will be looking to get lots of ganks down. Bit of harass going down. Lisbeen should be able to just heal that up. On the bottom lane still, lots of harass going down to the Ion Shells. Unfortunately, the Huskar can outrange the Ion Shells and just take down the creep that has it on it, making farming for the Darkseer a little bit difficult. But looking at the last hits, nobody is doing particularly well except the Enchantress in the jungle, who is getting lots of free farm, and looks like she's going for a fast boots with some of the Observer wards to support, which is another good.
Now, there's something I just noticed. Liz tried to go to the top to wait for the rune to spawn, but unfortunately the bottom rune was still there, hasn't been taken, so the top one doesn't spawn, or another one doesn't spawn.
That is a good point. So she went to the top rune to look for it to spawn, but there was already sight on it. So she could have looked at, especially with the wards down, the Dire have good wards down. So she could have stayed in the mid lane and then looked at the different rune spawns to see which one had spawned, and she would have been able to pick it up that way, saving her much needed farming time. So more harass. Hairy Banana's looking a bit scary, but they're getting the Spectre down. Doing some creep pulling here. Yes, Crystal Maiden is stacking. See if it actually stacks with the new. Yes, it does stack. With the new update, they've made stacking a much more difficult skill to learn. Yes, you need to pull them basically right on 53 seconds, or else they don't stack now. It's removed much of the leeway.
Flawless margin for error.
Yes, that's the one. Thank you very much. Creep pull coming in. That will deny that wave surely. Keeping experience away from both of these. So yeah, less experience, less levels, and they will be able to outlevel them, which is seen.
There's something. The Enchantress probably shouldn't be killing those creeps, otherwise they won't deny the wave.
Yes, no, that is a good point. Enchantress should not be killing these creeps right now, because as you can see, the creep wave is still perfectly healthy, which means that the enemies here on the Radiant side are going to get that full wave of experience. And with the double
Plus
creep
it's going to push further.
Yes, with the double creep wave now, it's going to push straight into the tower and make last hitting for this Spectre very difficult. So that is an important point. If you're jungling and your allies are creep pulling, try not to interrupt that creep pulling. Down on mid lane.
You can deny the creeps.
Yes,
just don't die the. Just don't kill the jungle creeps.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. Feel free to deny the lane creeps, but don't kill off the jungle creeps. You want to deny as much experience to the enemy as possible. The Darkseer down the bottom lane has got a Soul Ring, putting down that harass. Chicken King here is auto-attacking a range creep, which is not a fantastic idea. He wants to... the Huskar, using his range, wants to auto-attack down the creeps with the Ion Shell on them. That will reduce Darkseer's farm, and it will reduce the amount of harass that they're taking. And if they can do that, they should be able to get some good kills going around the back on top of them. Another option here, right now, Tide Hunter can be much more supporting role and give his healing salve to Chicken King, making his
Liz looks like she's pushed So the Tinker out a bit.
Ah yes, Tinker has left the lane, pushed back. Good harass being laid down and taking down the tower. Death Prophet is currently under-leveled compared to the Tinker, but good harass is going down. Pings are going down top. Enchantress is coming in to try and take on some people, but seems a little bit out of position. Spectre's coming in to help. Spectre is not a good early game ganking hero. Spectre is the epitome of a hero that needs farm, so it is all fine getting good kill. Very good kill. But yes, it is all fine being able to get kills, but Spectre is in dire need of farm.
Oh, Liz got to watch out. There's a Magnus coming in.
Coming in from behind, picks up Liz Bean as she's going to check the rune. Skewers and shockwaves going down, chasing her away from the rune spot, and the rune does spawn bottom, so which is seen by the dire side. The Darkseer goes to pick it up, or is scouting it out for the Death Prophet, so she can use the bottle. One possibility here. No, never mind. I was going to say one possibility there was if the EJ, if the Darkseer wanted to use that rune, the Death Prophet could have given the bottle to the Darkseer, and then he could have used it and given the bottle back. But it looks like this haste rune is going to be put to good use, and yes, he does go down. Goes down to the Spectre's ultimate, I believe, which is good, getting him some much needed farm. But the Spectre did die up top lane, which is probably the reason that he used his ultimate. Good consolation prize though, getting that little bit of money in will help counteract the badness of dying. Yes, tower goes down mid to Death Prophet's ultimate, and all round it's a good start for the Radiant, but they've lost the tower. So 4 kills to 2. The farm is going very much in the Dire's favour. I'll quickly bring up gold. Yes, gold graph is 1,500 in the Dire's favour. XP is in the Radiant's favour though. That's from the extra kills, but Dire is getting much better last hit. Top lane, we've got a little bit of a team fight going on. Enchantress is throwing down some serious damage on the Necrolite. The dagger goes down, and hopefully the Spectre will be able to pick this up. Yes, Spectre does pick it up. Good kill. That's... yes, 5 players top. Might be a little unnecessary. One or two of them could be missing out on farm right now. There's 2 lanes currently that the Radiant is farming, but they did get a kill out of it. Whether all 5 heroes were necessary for that kill, I was unsure. I was talking a little bit much. But if 1 or 2 of them, unless they want to push this tower down, which is perfectly fine, if 1 or 2 of them teleported away, that would have been perfectly fine. Looks like they're going to go for a hard push on this tower. Darkseer running in, diving behind the tower, picking up all these creep kills, stopping them from defending the tower. Ultimate from Death Prophet. Running in, EJ is caught in a bad position. The Spectre runs in, tries to pick up a kill, but does not want to dive into the tier 2 tower. Serious damage is still going down on this tower. Rockets come in from Tinker, but he seems to be caught in a bad position himself. But no, the Necrolite is going to scare them off. On the bottom lane, we've got go ahead.
Sorry, with everything happening in the top, is there really much point in the Tidehunter staying down the bottom? He seems to just be sitting in the lane. Yes. Is that a good place for him?
No, not at the moment. That is a good point to bring up. Yes, it is. With all these heroes top, it was quite perfectly fine for the Tidehunter to teleport top and help out with that defense, leaving Huskar free farm, free experience. That was a misclick by Huskar, if you saw that. He actually accidentally life-breaked a creep, used his ultimate on a creep, drastically reducing his health to no real advantage. Now he's been caught out. Good ultimate by the Tidehunter, but a little bit too late. Good ultimate by Magnus. Managed to turn it round for a good kill. They had a little bit of mana. Oh, Arcane Boots, they might be able to pick somebody up. Nope, heal goes down for the Enchantress to heal them both up. That was a very good chain of ultimates. It was unfortunate that the Huskar got caught out like that. But serves him right for using his ultimate on a creep. Top lane, again, we've got the support farming, which is not such a fantastic idea. We've got 2 supports. Necrolite is less of a support, a bit more of a carry, but especially the Crystal Maiden is doing the same thing as the Tidehunter was down bottom. He could leave the lane and go help the rest of his team. Spectre
I'm curious about the Crystal Maiden's build. She's just put his first point into Frostbite. What do you think about that?
Well, I will go check it quickly and I'll come straight back. Yes, well, the Crystal Maiden is a new player and probably wants to get her ultimate up, not her ultimate, sorry, her aura up to help her team as much as she possibly can. But instead of going 2 points, big skewer, big nukes going down, life break, slowing people down. The Magnus goes down in all the confusion. Looks like Death Prophet just gets nicked off. Spectre is caught in a very bad situation. Teleport going out, and he will get away. That was a very good fight on the Radiant's part. Dire got caught out quite a bit, did manage to pick up the Magnus, but some good ultimate chaining was very profitable for the Radiant team. But Crystal Maiden goes down to the Necrolite. Looks like she was in a bad position. She was behind her creep wave. Yes, not a fantastic place to be, especially, I believe she's level 5? Level 6 now compared to a level 9 Necrolite. If you're out-leveled by your opponent like that, it is a very poor place to be. But yes, with Crystal Maiden, even if you are leveling your aura, I would get at least 1 level in Nova, 1 level in Frostbite, and then 3 levels in your aura. Getting 2 levels in the Crystal Nova is not nearly as profitable as having at least 1 level in Frostbite. On that note, I thoroughly enjoy getting Frostbite at level 1. It does 140 damage at level 1. It is fantastic.
I think it's similar to like Shadow Shaman. You want to put at least 1 point into both of his CC abilities, don't you? Because then you've got 2 different options.
Yes, you have, with Shadow Shaman you've got your Shackle and your Hex, and leveling up the 2 gives you 2 good options to use. In here we've got 2 Radiant hiding under the tower, while we've got 3 Dire walking around. They're very scared right now. They don't have a creep wave. We've got a teleport coming in for some help. If Huskar was to life break the Darkseer right now, he would be caught out. Very good jump and very good ultimate. Yes, goes down. Also the Darkseer is in a bad position. Could be caught out here, but I think he manages to run away. That was good teleport support coming in from the Radiant. And a good ultimate by Huskar. When Darkseer managed to use his Surge to get away, Huskar used his life break right at the time as he was running away, managed to keep up with him. So we've got Death Prophet coming down now. She's got Arcane Boots and a bottle, so good mana regen, and looks to be going a Bloodstone with the point booster there. So one trick is you can disassemble your Arcane Boots and use that use the energy booster in the Arcane Boots to go into a Bloodstone. So it seems as though she's doing that. The Crystal Maiden is in sore need of money, but she's a support, that's what's going to happen. Defense going down, big push going on the bottom tower. They try, but Magnus takes up kill. Lots of area effect thrown down by the Dire just then, but not quite enough to keep their tower safe, unfortunately. Going up against 4-5 heroes. Yes, Tinker now has Boots of Travel, so he can be all over the map, which will be very detrimental for the Dire team. Pretty much, if they stick as a 5-man group, the Tinker will be able to push any other lane where they are not. Spectre going down from... Ultimate going down from Spectre. Seems to just be a bit of a scouting? No, he must have picked up a kill on Huskar. I missed that. Didn't show up on my computer. Good Australian service. But yes, seems to have picked up a good little kill on Huskar. At this point, I'm going to quickly check. The XP graph is in the Radiant's favour still. The gold graph has shifted back into the Radiant's favour. Was in the Dire's favour. Still only 2,000, not a very big... not far out of the way. But as you can see here, Enchantress is leading the farm. Tinker following up. And then Spectre and Spectre and Darkseer are fighting it out for the 3rd place. But as you can see, 3 farming places are on top for the Dire. They've got the most last hits at the moment, but the number of kills are putting it in Radiant's favour, with both money and XP at the moment. Seems like Enchantress is going a Orchids. Ooh, nice little pickup there. Picking up the creeps while Enchantress was jungling. They're grouping up. They know that the Radiant is in their jungle, and they're looking to push them out. Magnus could be caught out of place here. Nice little skewer down, gets him out of the way of the heroes. Oh, Vacuum goes down, just misses it onto the cliff. Crystal Maiden is in a bad position, and Tinker is running into a bad position, running into 5 heroes trying to pick up that kill on Crystal Maiden. Dagger goes down. Looks like Tinker will go down from this. Pings are going down there. Hairy Banana caught in another bad situation. The heals and a bit of damage going down, but it is not going to be enough. And Death Prophet's ultimate picks it up. The Tidehunter comes in hoping to pick up some good kills, but unfortunately just misses the Darkseer with his ultimate. Oh, have you ever heard the song Ants Go Marching One by One?
Yeah, you really need to, when you've got like a big ult like the RP or Reverse Polarity,
yes,
or the Ravage, you need to have that follow-up.
Yes, especially with the Radiant's lineup at the moment. They've got a lot of Wombo combos like that with Ravage and Magnus's Reverse Polarity. Yeah, going in one by one is not an effective strategy.
It was an excellent Ravage, but unfortunately with nobody nearby, Tidehunter unfortunately cannot kill everybody even while they're stunned.
Yes, he does have very low damage despite his good crowd control. So, although it was a good Ravage, getting 3, just missing the Darkseer, but getting 2 heroes on low health, nobody was able to follow it up. Teleport's going down. There was a small push going on Dire's bottom tower, but Teleport's coming in to support. Darkseer seems to be picking up a Vanguard, protecting against the physical damage on the Radiant team. Mostly against the Huskar, I believe, and that will help a lot when he's going creep diving. Looks like Darkseer and Magnus are very close to having a small run-in. Will he? Yes, they will see. Unfortunately, he just walks past. Nope, he's going to go try and pick it up. He's got some support from the Crystal Maiden. Oh, skewer. That was a skewer into a frostbite. That was very interesting. Unfortunately, they do not pick up the kill and run away after taking a few tower hits. Oh, Tinker has jumped in, teleported in from behind, takes out the Crystal Maiden. Tidehunter comes in. Darkseer and Crystal Maiden being caught in a very bad position right now. Surge's trying to get away. He's got 3-4 heroes chasing after him. Spectre throws in a dagger trying to slow people down. Works well. And it seems that Darkseer does get away. Yes, unfortunately caught in a bad situation when they were trying to backdoor the bottom tower. And they paid with the life of Crystal Maiden. Bit of defense going down. This tower is not quite in deny range. What the Radiant could have done there is they could have stood off to the side while the creeps were attacking the tower. When the tower gets down to 1,300, you can deny... 130, you can deny the tower. So they could have stood off to the side while the creeps were attacking the tower and waited for it to get in that range and then kill the creeps. And that way you could confirm that you have denied this tower and deny half the gold to the Dire team.
So again, the Dire side has a lot more wards. Oh no, the Radiant side finally has some wards up in the Dire jungle, but doesn't really cover as much area.
Yes, what they seem to have now is they've got... we've got a pause going down, but yes, I can discuss that quickly. Yeah, it seems these wards are stopping... They are very pretty wards, by the way. Yeah, they're stopping the Enchantress from jungling, but at this point in the game, when the Enchantress is around and doing much more team fighting, it is much less important. It seems that both the Tinker and Tidehunter have disconnected. They are both friends and they are both landing at the moment, so it's possible that their internet has just cut out for a moment. They should be back along. But yes, this game, the Dire team have led the wards copiously. Radiant have had very little in the way of useful wards this match. The Dire team have had good warding up and around, and unfortunately their kills are not reflecting that. They don't have a fantastic ganking team at the moment. They've got Darkseer, Death Prophet, Enchantress. Those three are really good pushing heroes. Crystal Maiden for the support, and Spectre for the farm. But yes, their team synergy with the use of the wards is not looking for early game kills. They're looking to get that Spectre lots of farm, while hopefully seeming to push down a couple of towers in the early game and make the money from there.
It looks like the Tide's finally got enough money for his Blink Dagger. I would assume that would be his next move.
Yes, I would guess so. If he seems to have saved up that, Blink Dagger is fantastic next item. He's got his Arcane Boots, got plenty of mana for his Ravage. All he needs to do is blink in, Ravage, and then probably watch the Magnus follow up with a massive reverse polarity. But then his job is done for most of the fight. Going around, we've got a Mechanism on the Necrolite, paired with Treads. Somebody's chatting to me at the moment, unfortunately. We've got Boots of Travel still on the Tinker. Staff of Wizardry, that could be going into Force Staff, Yules. Both are fantastic items on Tinker, both being able to be used with his rearm. Also a fantastic point I've just noticed, Tinker has only one level in rearm. That is perfectly fine until you get a stronger mana base, because the mana goes up with it goes up 100 with each level. So when you have such a low mana base, only 300 at the moment, you can cast your spells, rearm, and then you won't have the mana to cast your spells again. So that is perfectly fine, getting only one level in rearm at the moment. EJ still sitting on the same items: Soul Ring, Arcane Boots, Vitality Booster, probably going into a Vanguard. Another point with the Soul Ring is a fantastic item on Tinker, because that gives you a mana base. You can use it, rearm, it just gives you an extra 150 mana, basically a free rearm. So you can use all your spells, rearm, use all your spells, and you've got that extra 150 mana every time. Enchantress is getting closer to his Orchids, which will help out a lot, especially against heroes like Tinker, Necrolite, who have spammable spells, and will keep them down a fair bit. Be able to keep those spells out of the way during team fights. Death Prophet is getting closer to her Bloodstone, so she's got the Ring of Health now. She was probably going to pick up the Vitality Boost, not the Vitality Boost, sorry, the Void Stone, that is what it's called. The Void Stone to finish her Perseverance, and then get the Vitality Booster, disassemble the Arcane Boots, and turn it into a Bloodstone. Up here we've got the Crystal Maiden, still sorely in need of some money and some items, but I believe it is her that is keeping up all the wards, which is exactly what a good support should be doing. It is possible to spend a little bit of what money she doesn't have on teleport scrolls and possibly a salve to just keep her health up, keep her healthy, and keep her mobile. The farm on the Spectre is doing alright. He's got 60 last hits in 20 minutes. Not fantastic, but he has been harassed, and they did make it very difficult for him in the laning phase. He's got a Vanguard now, which, with his dispersion, increases his tankiness heaps. He can take a lot of damage and disperse it straight back onto all the enemies. If he picks up a Manta Style and possibly a Heart of Tarask, he will be very difficult to kill. And jumping into the middle of the fight, they can lay down all their spells and half kill their team. Even if the Spectre does go down, this dispersion will deal so much damage to the rest of the team that the rest of the Dire should be able to pick up the last of the kills. Here on Magnus, we've got a bit of stats, regen of a bottle and a wand. Possibly looking to go a Blink Dagger next, saving up for it. And yes, that seems it. I've run out of things to chat about.
I think you missed the Huskar.
Yes, Huskar has got an armlet. hopefully looking to go treads. He's got the money to finish off his treads, and he has an urn. The urn I don't feel is so necessary at the moment because he hasn't been doing a lot of team fighting and hasn't been doing a lot of ganking. That is when the urn shines. You get charges for every time you kill a hero, and you can heal yourself or deal damage to the enemies. So going around ganking with an urn is when it really shines. But even still, it is a fantastic item on Huskar. He is able to heal himself, gives him the tiny little bit of mana regen that he needs to keep his heal up, and good bit of strength, so gives him a bit of health, bit of damage. Okay, I've just got the notice that the Tinker and the Tidehunter are coming back online. So, yes, Tidehunter is back in, Tinker will be back along in a moment. Alright, so, Corvus, with what is happening now, it seems fairly even. Who would you pick for winning?
That's a good question. With the Tidehunter and the Magnus and things like that, they should be able... The Radiant side, should be able to win team fights a little easier, but the Spectre seems like he's farming alright, or at least better than the Huskar.
Yes.
So I think it depends on how long, if they keep leaving the Spectre alone.
Yes, no, that is a very valid point. Yes, the... things are going down. Rocket's going down in the mid lane. But yes, the Radiant side have a very... unfortunately, it seems that their... seems that their modem is not having a fun time. I might pause the stream for a moment and pick it up later on. Alright, stream is back and running. Sorry about that, guys. It seems that both the Tinker and the Tidehunter are having a bit of modem troubles. Unfortunately, that comes with Australian internet. We're not very fantastic, but we enjoy the Australian service, and that's why we're here. A little bit of just... people have backed off a little bit. A group up mid, but people have backed off, and they seem to be just getting that little bit of farm in, recollecting, and sort of maybe strategizing a little bit, seeing what they're going to do. Seems like we've got 3 who are going to wander into the jungle. Don't get seen by any wards. They want to backdoor the tower. Magnus picks them up. Magnus is in a very bad situation right now. Skewer takes along the Darkseer with him, and he will go down to the Crystal Maiden's last hit. They should... Being in such a dangerous situation, they should definitely get out of the jungle right now, because that kill was seen by the entire Radiant team, and Radiant will be looking to come help them out. Here, the Tinker is caught out. The tower picks them up. Yes, they pick up the tower kill, and then they get the Tinker, as the Tinker was trying to defend it. So that was good for them. They could have been caught out while in the jungle, but they ran towards their objective and managed to get it out of the way. If the Radiant side managed to push forward and help defend the tower, it might have been a different story, but the Dire were able to capitalize on it. Excuse me. Yes, Tidehunter has his Blink Dagger now, so we should be seeing some very eventful team fights. Wards are getting up on... Necrolite is going support, picking up some wards. Wards are going down here. Still very pretty wards. I'm stroking my screen right now. They're delicious. I want one.
Radiant's top tower
Darkseer looking to be caught out. He was looking to do some warding. Surges away, skewers, but gets away. Yes.
Unfortunately, the skewer doesn't actually do a stun.
No, it just drags people along. You need to get on the other side of them and drag them back into your team.
It also has a slow, but if I remember rightly, Surge actually means you cannot be slowed.
No, you have max movement speed and you cannot be slowed. And that is cool. I did not know that. Skewer has 2.5 seconds slow of 40%. I did not know that. There. That is why we're here. We learn something new every day.
That, and you can skewer yourself even more, and just if you get stunned, it doesn't actually do anything.
Yes. That was interesting, seeing the Crystal Maiden freeze the Magnus, and then he just skewered straight out of it.
It works with pretty much any other stun, I believe, as well.
Okay. Wards are going down.
But of course, if you get stunned first, you can't cast it.
Yes, of course. Like any blink, like Mirana's jump, you can try and dodge stuns with it, but sometimes they will follow you. Ward going down here for the Dire side. That would be looking to secure this lane. So when the Radiant go to push the tower, if they run away, they will have the vision kept there by this Observer Ward, and that means that the Dire team will know whether to chase them or not. Pings are going down. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Pings are going down by the captain, EJ. He's looking to get some people to defend. We've got the Enchantress here. Now has his Orchids, will be able to help stop some big spells going down in the team fight. But they're going to need more support. 2 against 5, they will not be able to hold it. The damage, the Glyph goes down, Fortification goes down, but the damage from the Huskar takes it down. Just a few hits and that tower went down. They're looking to run up into the jungle now. Deadline is leading the charge as a Magnus. Crystal Maiden could very well be caught out and die instantly. Gets nuked down. They're got their sights on the middle tower now. They've got 3 defending it. Pushing up with the creep wave. Huskar is taking out the creep wave, and it seems that they're going to push up with it. There is an iron branch lying on the ground. I guess that makes sense because there's forest all around it. Somebody picked it up. Ball goes down from the Darkseer. The reverse polarity goes down, only catches the Darkseer. Huskar ultimates and takes him down with the massive damage. Big Ravage, little bit late on the Ravage, that could have been sooner. But it's coming out fairly even. The Radiant team are throwing down little harassment, keeping the Dire team down and keeping them back. Crystal Maiden is back, teleports in, takes a little bit of damage, but scares them off. 4 against 4 with a tower seems to have scared off the Radiant. The heals from the Enchantress healing the team was able to outlast all the little pokings that they had.
Looks like Spectre's picked up his Diffusal Blade.
Okay, it looks like, yeah. Ah yes, Diffusal Blade on the Spectre. That will go very well with his ultimate. Now all the ultimates are going... All his illusions from his ultimate are going to be draining mana from the enemy team during team fights. And that will play havoc with heroes that are really dependent on their mana pool, like Tidehunter and Magnus. Magnus does not have much mana, and all his spells can be quite expensive. So getting that little bit of mana drain in there will be quite annoying for the Radiant team.
Did you mention Magnus has picked up his Blink Dagger?
Magnus...
I missed that.
Okay, no I have not, but I haven't seen it in a team fight, so he must have got it. Magnus does have an Invis rune, so some fun could be had with this. His ultimate will come back, but it doesn't look like he's going to have an opportunity to use it. But yes, he does have his Blink Dagger now. Enchantress seems to be going for an Aghanims, giving her the longer range and more damage with her ultimate. Lisbeen has... Death Prophet has now got her Bloodstone. Pings are going down. Big ultimate, catching the Spectre out of place. Spells need to go down. Skewer goes down. He's out of mana. Could use his bottle and his wand, getting that little bit more mana that is needed. Spectre's ultimate goes down and he teleports away. Tinker goes down to Enchantress. Both the Tidehunter, everybody else, the rest of the Radiant team seem to pick up the... Nope, Spectre got away. He must have teleported out. Yes, must have teleported out, healed up and come back. But yes, they managed to pick up that kill on the Magnus and the Tinker and turn it around. Huskar was in a bad situation there, fighting on very little health. Although he does have the Helm of the Dominator, the damage was not enough to keep it down. The Spectre running around on very low health. Tidehunter gets picked down from the Enchantress, and Necrolite is now in a very bad way. He's going to go down to the Enchantress again. Triple kill to the Enchantress, very well done. Spectre is limping away on not much life, and they are now free. Lines have been drawn and they're going to push the top tower. That was unfortunate. That was a good start for the Radiant. with the reverse polarity and catching the Spectre out of place, but the Dire team were too quick in coming to help and managed to catch most of the Radiant out of position, and the Enchantress's damage being laid down just hurt. Caught lots of people out with the Enchantress's damage, and that turned the fight around rather effectively.
There's another fight with the Tidehunter, unfortunately mistiming that Ravage. He didn't manage to get it off until after the Huskar was dead.
Ah, okay then. Yes, I've noticed that with this Tidehunter, unfortunately. He seems to Ravage a little bit late. He seems to wait for some event during a fight and then Ravage to sort of counter it. With Ravage, or big skills such as Ravage, you want to throw it down at the start of the fight. It disables a lot of people and gives your team a couple of seconds to be able to position all their spells, so they can throw down spells much more effectively.
It's quite a long cooldown too. It's 2.5 minutes, so you really need to make sure that you have people who are willing to able to follow up on it, so you don't waste. You can't just do it and then use it when you get in the next fight.
Yes, yeah. It's because of the long cooldown, it is quite possible that you will not have it in the following team fight, because yes, and you want to use it when all your allies are there so that they can capitalize on it as quickly as possible, as you said.
That may be why he's not using it as early as he should. You're thinking maybe he needs to wait until he can catch like 3 or so people in it.
That is possible.
But really, he just needs to let the he needs to make sure everyone's there at the same time.
Yes, yeah, that is a good point. Some new players can be scared of using their ultimates when they think it is an inappropriate time. But yes, as you said, when the opportunity is there, take it. That's what your spells are there to use them. If you can catch 2 or 3 people in a Ravage and the rest of your team is behind you, take the opportunity. Do it.
It's one of those really, it's a really fine balance, especially for a new player, to try to get that balance between being too cautious and too aggressive.
Yes, it is a balance that a lot of players need to learn, and it comes with practice.
I still don't get it right.
None of us do sometimes. But yes, good defense on the tower. The wall was thrown down because they have mostly the Huskar and the Magnus. The illusions from the wall do quite a bit of damage to the enemy team. Good defense. They managed to save their tower, and it seems that the Radiant team are going to push for a second time, give it another go. 4 staff with another Staff of Wizardry. Now, as I said earlier, he's got a bigger mana pool, he's got second level of rearm. Very good combo there. Big Ravage. That was a good use of Ravage. I like that Ravage. They're running away. It is quite possible that the Radiant team could now turn around and capitalize on this. The Spectre's doing lots of damage. God, so much is happening. Death Prophet is going down, very little life. Huskar goes down. Seems Tidehunter is caught way out of position. Got tunnel vision onto got tunnel vision on the Death Prophet, chased him straight through the rest of the team, and the rest of the team just killed him while his team was off dead. That is sort of all-round awareness is another thing that new players need to learn. They need to not fix on one hero and then chase straight after it. But there was a combo in there, the Darkseer's Vacuum into the Death Prophet's Silence. That was a very good combo. The Darkseer sucked them all in, and then Death Prophet laid Silence down straight on top of them. EJ, Darkseer taking a bit of tower hits, but tower goes down to the Spectre.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Good counter push. That was a good fight for the Dire team in front of this tower. Then they pushed straight through while the rest of the Radiant was dead, and took out the tower while they were still coming back to life. That was a good play by them. That little bit of money will give the Spectre some much more needed income. He's got some serious damage behind him now, getting the Chrysalis and the Diffusal Blade. He'll probably be looking to make this into a Daedalus, doing much more damage. I don't feel that the Daedalus is necessary on the Spectre, because Spectre's main move is Dispersion. That is your most interesting one in team fights. Unfortunately, it seems we're having a lot of disconnects tonight. Good old Australian net. But yes, hopefully we can fix all these disconnects up for the second game. But yes, as I was saying, Dispersion is the Spectre's main move. If you can tank up, you can waltz into the center of a team, they can throw down all their spells, and Dispersion will kill them. Kill the other team. Yes, having Vanguard, having a Heart of Tarask is more than enough, and then you can get a Radiance and just increase that AoE damage. You don't even have to attack anyone, you can just be there. And you can be a very intimidating presence during team fights. Magnus Claymore. Magnus seems to be going a Battle Fury. I would not agree with this. It seems that Magnus needs to get a little bit of tankiness on his side so that he can blink in, use his ultimate and not die. He can rely on the Huskar doing the damage. Huskar has got Armlet and Helm of the Dominator doing some good damage, and especially with his Berserker Blood. So Magnus does not need to worry too much about the Claymore and getting his Battle Fury, because he has other people to do the damage for him. Another item possibly could be a Shiva's Guard. I really enjoy Shiva's Guard on Magnus. It allows you to blink in, use your ultimate, you can throw the Shiva's Guard down, gives you lots of tankiness and gives you a massive mana pool to play with. What were you going to say, sorry?
I was going to say is, aside from, it does give additional stats and things, and mana regeneration, health regen. But is a Battle Fury really necessary on Magnus? He's got Empower, which gives him a cleave and a bonus damage.
Yes, Empower does stack quite fantastically with the Battle Fury. I'll just bring it up for the moment. Yes, so the Battle Fury has the 35% cleave with all the extra damage. With the Empower on the Magnus, that gives him 85% cleave. So when he hits somebody, he does almost all his damage to everybody around him. So it is a perfectly fine item on a Magnus. The main appeal of a Battle Fury is to farm effectively. The cleave damage allows you to get rid of creep waves quite quickly and make lots of money. So I don't think this late in the game that a Battle Fury is effective on any hero, unless there are situations like you're going up against a large number of summons or a large number of illusions. But I do believe that it is an effective item on Magnus if you're going a carry damage build. If you have Battle Fury with Mask of Madness on a Magnus with Empower, it hurts. If you use his ultimate and then just hit them, you will basically kill everybody before it wears off, before his ultimate wears off. Hairy Banana is next.
I see Crystal Maiden's taken to what some people say to heart and not actually leveled her ult at all in this game so far.
Yes, a lot of Crystal Maiden players do not level their ultimate. It costs a lot of mana, and because it's the channeling effect, and you have to be in the middle of a team fight, and you are quite a squishy target, Freezing Field is not an appealing spell, especially during high level gameplay. As soon as they walk in, try to use Freezing Field, usually they will be stunned down or disabled in some way. And then, because she is so squishy, it is likely that she will die. It is possible to get 1 level in Freezing Field, because the slow is quite fantastic, and large AoE slow, and it doesn't use up your entire mana pool. So right now, if she was to have level 2 Freezing Field, it would use up more than half her mana pool. So getting 1 level in it is perfectly fine, but leveling it up 2 levels or 3 levels, unless you have some serious items under your belt, like Blink Dagger, Black King Bar, and possibly a Bloodstone or a Sheep Stick to give you that mana pool, it isn't as effective. So leveling up her 3 skills, possibly getting 1 level in the ultimate. In fact, getting 1 level in the ultimate is fine, but then leveling up your stats is a perfectly legitimate way to play. It is one of my more loved Crystal Maiden builds. Unless, of course, you're just having some fun and you get Lothars and Dagon and whatever. Throw some things down.
Everybody needs Lothars.
Everybody needs Lothars.
Which, incidentally, for any new players, is called a Shadow Blade.
Ah, yes, of course. Sorry, I'm one of the old school DotA veterans, and it used to be called Lothar's Blade back when it was in Warcraft 3. Now it's the Shadow Blade, that one. So yes, get a Shadow Blade on Crystal Maiden, everyone. Do it. It's fantastic. Some heavy pushes going down here. Center lane, heavy pushes. Pings are going down on the top lane. Oh, it seems lots of things are going unfortunately bad. Glitches are going down. But an ultimate from Spectre. Spectre picks up the kill. Using his ultimate for the extra damage on the Magnus. Draining more mana, doing more damage. Gets the kill. Ward placements are going down. This... I don't know so much about this ward placement. I believe if he puts it in front of this line here, the bloody line with the bones, if he puts it in front, it actually stops the creeps from spawning. But outside this line, I don't know if it stops the ancient creeps from spawning. But if you put it on the corner there, where I pinged, it allows you to see the rune spot, and it allows you to see down this line and all around down here. But the upside of this is every time Huskard goes to try and farm it, they will be able to jump in and hurt. Yes, they can jump in, stop him.
Can you see when I draw on the map?
I can see when you draw on the map.
You should draw on the map.
I can draw on the map. That is fantastic. See? We're here. We're learning new things. Look, they're running in that direction. But yes, this is why we're here. This is why here at DotA at Heart we play these things. It's so we can learn new things. And this being my first cast, big Ravage going down. That is good save. That is a good armlet toggle from the Huskar as well. He toggled his armlet off and then on again to give him an extra 500 health, but unfortunately he still goes down. Good toggle.
That did look like a bit of a... Again, the Titan is a bit slow on the Ravage. I think he thought it doesn't have quite the same radius. He sort of walked further into the group of them before letting it off, whereas he probably could have let it off from the side and still caught all of them.
I think...
And maybe gotten away.
What actually happened there is he was walking towards the fight, and I don't know if he was walking to go into the fight, but he was walking and then he did get vacuumed in by the Darkseer. So that was what happened, and I don't know if he was planning on walking in further before he ravaged, but he did get vacuumed into right in front of the enemy team.
I would have thought he should probably have casted before even that point, pretty much as soon as he saw 2 or 3 heroes suddenly behind him.
Yes, that is a very good point. The other option that he could have done, I don't know if he did it, is he could have blunk into them. Used his Blink Dagger, ravage, save, run away. I don't know if he used his Blink Dagger to get a little bit closer and then run in. I missed it, unfortunately. But yes, good valid points. Oh, all these pausings. I might...
Something's glitched, apparently.
Yes, somebody couldn't walk out of the base. I might just keep recording, and then, depending on what happens, I might edit this bit. I'll have some fun with editing, I guess.
Just curious, if you've bought a bottle early on and you're using that earlier on in this game, do you tend to get rid of that later in the game?
Oh, for sure.
Or is it just still useful?
It is still useful later in the game, but the amount of heal is fairly negligible to your health. The amount of mana is still useful. You can usually get an extra spell or 2 out of your bottle charges. But if I am looking for an extra slot for teleport scrolls or wards or a new item, I will definitely sell the bottle. Its effectiveness drops off from mid-game onwards.
Does that change for somebody like Tinker, who's back at the base pretty much constantly, in and out?
It still works for Tinker perfectly fine because he's in and out of the base constantly. But he, yes, if he's looking for a new item, it's still perfectly fine to sell it off. Tinker, in my experience, Tinker doesn't need too much inventory space because of the amount of farming that he can do. He just goes straight into big items and he doesn't build up and he doesn't need the inventory space as much as other heroes. He can just...
Here's a new thing to learn if you're new to the game. You can mute people using the scoreboard.
Yes,
if they start spouting Harry Potter.
Yes, that is always a good one. Especially for new players. If there is people hounding you or you're doing shit and somebody is calling you a noob and you just don't want to listen to their shit anymore, if you bring up the scoreboard, they've got a little speaker button next to their name. Fantastic thing for new players. Mute.
It really
fuckers.
does make games so much better when somebody starts spouting off right at the start of the game. You just mute them and you'll have a much better game. It does obviously reduce your communication, but if somebody's going to be saying stuff like that, really you're not going to be having a great game anyway. You might as well just enjoy it.
Exactly, good points. So Tinker's doing what Tinker does, teleporting in, throwing down some March of the Machines, seems to have run out of mana, won't be able to rearm and teleport back. That was a bit of a mistake on his part. Try and make sure that you have that mana ready. A Soul Ring could help counter that, but no much more than the bottle. I'm just going to quickly reply to Natan. Or, are you next to him?
Yes.
Okay then. Yes.
He wants to know if there's going to be another game after this.
Yes, there will be another game after this. Oh, big fight going down on the bottom lane. Magnus goes down. Looks like Huskar goes down. That Enchantress on the edge of the fight doing so much damage. Doing so much damage. But that was a good combo from the Tide Hunter and the Magnus using Ravage, using... sorry, no, it was just reverse polarity. Using reverse polarity, doing lots of damage to the Darkseer and the Spectre caught in the center of it, but the Enchantress standing on the edge of the fight just did so much damage. Just nuked them all down with her ultimate. She is an important one to nuke down.
Looks like we've had another disconnect, but at this point it's probably not worth even pausing from the looks of it.
Yeah, so it seems. If the players wish to pause, they are fine, but it seems that they just... Yeah, we've had a number of problems during this game, unfortunately. But people just want to push through, have a bit of fun. Hopefully we can get these problems fixed by the next game, and we'll do another one afterwards. Bit of defense going down from the disconnected player. They are controlling his hero at the moment, defending the lane. Darkseer is defending the top, looking to deny. Will he get it? No, the Siege Creep sneaks in and takes it out from under him. He must be kicking himself right now. And I live with that guy, so I'm going to laugh at him when I go out to the kitchen. Yes, so little bit of wandering around at the moment. Seems people... Spectre's got some big damage from the Daedalus. The Enchantress is caught way out of position. Spectre comes in, doing some serious damage. Doing no damage? What happened there? Oh, 100% miss from the laser. Was doing some serious damage before he started missing so much. But all these teleports coming down. Good support to the Enchantress there. Coming in from the Spectre. Boots of Travel from the Death Prophet came in to help him out. Push going here. The Crystal Maiden is a bit out of position. He should be down here helping with the push. The Darkseer looks to be getting a Pipe of Insight. Good item. Fantastic item for Darkseer. Good tanky support. Big Ravage, but unfortunately nothing to follow up. Jumped in, did a good big Ravage. If they had the Magnus there, Magnus could have jumped in, used his ultimate, and followed that up with some serious damage. Good Ravage.
They could have been really good, but unfortunately it didn't seem to like he communicated it. The Huskar, for example, was still running backwards.
Yes, unfortunately that was a bit of a lack of communication, so it seems, as you pointed out. But yes, fantastic Ravage, nothing to follow it up. That is something that you need to watch out for when you're playing Tide Hunter. Big damage going down on the Crystal Maiden, using his Tranquil Boots to help out. The damage from the Enchantress seems to have picked off the Tinker somewhere. I didn't even see that. I don't know where that was coming from. Ah, it looks like Enchantress caught him off to the side. He must have been defending the mid lane. And then Enchantress popped in and killed him.
Looks like since that early time when the Crystal Maiden had no money and just some boots and branches, she's finally gotten some items. Looks like she's only died once or twice more since then.
Yes, good points. Yeah, once or twice more. Doing the classic support role. Has picked up some braces though. If you're not doing well, it is perfectly fine. Oh, sorry, big ultimate from Magnus. Tidehunter hitting down Crystal Maiden. Ultimate from the Darkseer doing lots of damage. Those Huskar illusions are doing massive amounts of damage to everybody. Lots of damage. Spectre is in there as well, doing lots of damage. Tidehunter blicks away, should survive from this. Tidehunter has picked up a Reaver, looking to go harder to Rask, increasing his tankiness a little bit. Lots of drawings. Yes, the illusions were sitting off to the side. Darkseer has now picked them up and helped. The illusions are helping push the tower now. Illusions do a lot of damage. Do not discount them. They do 90% of the damage from the original heroes. Don't discount them at all. Lots of trying to defend. Tinker and Tidehunter trying to defend this, but Spectre, Darkseer and Enchantress all can take too much damage. They are just shrugging off all the pokings, taking down the barracks, and they go down. They'll run off, probably look to regroup and push the bottom lane now. Possibly pushing, yes, the top tower is on almost no life if they jumped over and were able to pick that up, but Tinker has teleported in. We'll probably look to deny the tower now. Good pickup by the Tinker.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
As we see. Now, looking like they're going to do a bit of Roshan, get a little bit of tankiness up. Probably give the... I would guess the Enchantress would probably be the best person to give the Aegis to. The Spectre isn't really dying that much, and the Enchantress is doing so much damage compared to the rest of the team. But no, the Spectre picks it up, drops her bracer, picks it up, so that just means she can charge into the center of any fight and be perfectly fine. Won't die at all. Looks like they're going to try and group up and do a push bottom. Unfortunately, Magnus is getting a little bit impatient, probably sick of losing, or sick of dying. Yes, 2-7-12. Hasn't killed many people. Lots of assists, though. Able to jump in, use his ultimate, and then, but unfortunately gets picked off. Doing his part for the team, though. Good effort. Here we see, though, with Magnus's items, he does have Blink Dagger and a Shadow Blade. So he didn't go Battle Fury, as I said, but he's gone the Shadow Blade, which I don't really like that much. With the Shadow Blade, the main thing you want to get out of it, it gives you a bit of survivability with the invis and running away, but it gives you a whole heap of extra attack. It gives you 150 bonus damage when you come out of the invis hitting somebody. You don't get that with the Magnus, because as soon as, if you blink in, use your reverse polarity, and then Shadow Blade away, you're losing that damage. And also, you're losing the advantage that you gain from using your ultimate. So, I don't know why he's picked up the Shadow Blade. Picking up some more tanky items, maybe a couple more braces, drums of endurance, Shiva's Guard, as I said earlier, would have been some better choices, possibly. But, I could be wrong. We'll see how he uses it. Unfortunately, it really seems that the Magnus has sort of quit. His, I don't really appreciate that, and I don't really like that, but to each their own. I'll question him about it afterwards, I think. Massive damage going out to the Enchantress. Big ultimate from Tidehunter. Spectre, teammates are running away, leaving him high and dry. The Tidehunter is going to get cut down. Big damage going out by the Spectre. Uses his Diffusal Blade. Tinker comes in at the last moment, helps him out with the Force Staff. Spectre tries to throw down the dagger, but doesn't hit anything. They both blunk and Force Staffed away. Here I want to see the Dire team have the advantage. Use it. I want them to group up and push a tower. Right now you've got 2 people pushing the top tower. You got Spectre pushing the bottom tower. You've got Crystal Maiden doing Crystal Maiden things. Was in the jungle over there just before, but is now wandering top to help push. So it seems like they're doing a split push at the moment, which is perfectly fine. Big action going down. Darkseer has thrown down the wall. Big ultimate from Death Prophet. Hairy Banana caught in a bad situation. Also the Darkseer taking a lot of tower damage. Big ultimate from the Necrolite. Takes him down, but all those spirit damage is doing so much. Spectre has jumped in from behind. Taking a bit of damage, was hoping to pick up the Necrolite. They want to take down this barracks quickly while they have the advantage. Currently, Dire have 2 dead, and they have 4 alive, but they weren't in position to stop this push at the moment. Crystal Maiden, big ultimate, big skewer, big ultimate, lots of damage. Look at all that nuke damage. That is what I like to see. Spectre comes back, limps away. Looking to maybe get the last few hits on the ranged barracks, but could they pick this up? Yules from the Tinker, but no communication unfortunately. The Huskar missed out on picking up the Spectre kill. That was a very good ultimate by Magnus. I like that. Skewered in, used his ultimate, and chaos ensued from there. Lots of nukes went down, and they just took down 3 heroes like they were paper, basically. One strategy which I haven't seen this Magnus use, which is a fantastic strategy, is if you can blink behind the enemy team during a team fight, use reverse polarity to group the teammates together, and then skewer them out of position back towards your teammates. That is a fantastic strategy to be used by any Magnus. You can pull an entire team or 4 heroes completely out of position, and they're perfectly grouped up to have lots of spells thrown right on top of them.
It's apparently become much better, especially recently. A patch there was it used to pick up creeps as well.
Yes. Yeah, with the recent patch, it only picks up heroes now. Lots of damage. Enchantress sneaks away. Black King Bar blinks, going down. Lots of skewer. Yes, a skewer, not a skewer. A shockwave looks to go over the top of the Death Prophet, but doesn't do anything to the Black King Bar. Shockwave's going down. The Darkseer is very much caught out of position, takes a big ultimate from the Necrolite. Spectre has jumped in using his ultimate. Big damage. Slowed him down. Much more damage. Death Prophet is back to full health thanks to his ultimate. 3 of them are right up in their faces.
See, that seemed to be a much better fight. They did the, I think it was reverse polarity, and then had the immediate follow-up in that one.
Yes. Yes, they followed up with after the big AoE ultimates in that fight. So he jumped in, used reverse polarity, and then everything followed on straight after. Whereas unfortunately a few times the Tide Hunter has thrown down his ultimate and they have not had the follow-up there to deal any damage. So that was a much better coordinated team fight on the Radiant's part.
It's just an excellent contrast and shows just how important communication is between your teammates.
That is a very good point. Yes. Yeah, if you want to go back, look at the previous attempts by the Tide Hunter to try and start a team fight when there is no team there to pick it up. Yes, there is a stark contrast if you compare it to that last team fight. It seems somebody has had a bug. Seems... Nope, just wandering around.
I think he might just be referencing the previous bug.
Possibly. Yes, I'm unsure. There seems to be a bug going on here. Can possibly go back and have a look at the replay and find out what it is. But yes, now, a good strategy that I really enjoy, when they've got 2 barracks down and you've only got 1 lane to push, one strategy that I really enjoy is if you get all 5 of your team, so the Dire team, if you get all 5 of your team standing on this hill, so they have to come uphill to engage you, but if you just stand on this hill and kill all the creeps coming out, all the other creeps in the other lanes, the super creeps in the other lanes, will push the lanes back, and then when they go to defend the towers, that is when you push into their base. When they're down a hero or two as they're defending the ancient towers, you charge in, take out the barracks, take out the tower, and take out the three or four heroes that are trying to defend it. Good jump by Huskar, jumps over the hill.
So Spectre's got 8,000 gold and a free inventory slot. What would you be putting in that?
Well, it seems he's beat you to it. He's big fight going down. I'll answer that in a moment. Lots of fights. Skewers going down, 4 stars, things. Spectre picks up lots of damage. Blinks coming in from the Tinker. The Enchantress gets nuked down. 4 heroes scaring them off. Crystal Maiden is going to take a lot of damage here, quite possibly get taken down. Big fight there, big defense, but as you can see here, what I was talking about earlier, the 2 lanes are now pushing into the ancient towers, and they're going to have to run back and defend it. And at which point the Dire team can just come back, stand here, and continue on what they were doing. But yes, it seems that he has picked up a Sanjin Yasha. I would disagree with this item. I do not like Sanjin Yasha very much on the Spectre, mostly because your Spectral Dagger gives you good movement speed and then good slow. If you want some more movement speed, I would pick up a Manta Style. Manta Style is very fantastic item on Spectre and causes, with his ultimate in the middle of a team fight, causes lots of confusion. Sanjin Yasha gives you a good bit of tankiness, good bit of damage, good bit of speed, chance to slow, but if you don't get a Sanjin Yasha in the mid-game, early to mid-game, I don't think it doesn't really hold its own towards the late game. Big push coming in here. But yes, instead of the Sanjin Yasha, I would have got a Heart of Tarask or a Radiance. Both fantastic items. Tidehunter blinks in, doesn't have the Ravage to follow it up, unfortunately. Throws down a couple of Anchor Smashes. Magnus comes in with big ultimates, skewers them back in. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. Big smash, skewers them back in, pulls the whole team out of position. Unfortunately, it's a bit too late in the game. The Spectre is doing so much damage, the Enchantress is doing so much damage that they weren't able to capitalize on it. But that was a good move and a good example of what I was talking about. Hairy Banana looks like he's going to... No, he's going to sneak away with a good heal. Death Prophet wandering around on very little life. Here they can pick up the last kill. And that is possibly a game. Looks like they're going to knock down... Megadeth creeps are going to knock down the towers. Crystal doing some last minute fighting though. Pick up a few kills while you're at it. Why not?
We have established the melting point of Crystal Maiden.
Go down with the fight. Why not? As you can see here, just pick this up. The Enchantress has got a Vladimir's Offering. Although she is not melee and does not benefit from the lifesteal, the added pushing power of the damage, the aura, the armor, and the lifesteal for all the melee heroes, mostly the Spectre, is good support role. You don't want the Spectre's slots being taken up by things that can be carried by a support, such as a Vladimir's Offering. So it is very good that the Enchantress has picked that up. Good points. Seems to be going Assault Cuirass as well. Similar point, picking up another aura item that is quite can take up a slot on the Spectre, but still helps out the entire team. This is not what I want to see though. I don't like seeing people farming when there's one base tower left and an ancient there. Just group up, go for the push, finish it off. Be a gentleman about it.
Looks like there was a little lack of a little bit of a miscommunication as well, because the Death Prophet is also building an Assault Cuirass.
That does seem to be a little bit of lack of communication. 2 heroes caught out, big ultimates throwing down. Spectre jumps in to try and help. Spectre doing lots of damage. That was massive. That was a good chain of ultimates by the Radiant again, but just too late in the game. Darkseer goes down, but everybody is just dying to dispersion. And it looks like they're going to finish it. Good game. thank you very much for listening. We're going to be playing a second game after this, and look us up on DotA is Hard. We have Facebook page of DotA is Hard DIH. Look us up just under DotA is Hard. Twitch TV, the channel is called DotA is Hard. On Twitch TV, the channel is under my name of Project Swift, and on YouTube it is DotA is Hard. So check us out. Come join us if you're an Australian, would like to play on some Australian servers and want to learn something new.